Hi, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about self-help and how actually the latest trends in self-help and self-help books might actually be holding you back, might actually be doing more harm than good in your pursuit to create the life that you want. My name is Damien, and these are my videos about how I'm transforming my life, how I'm going from the life that I was living to designing and creating the life that I always wanted to live. I've spent almost 20 years working with brands and leaders all around the world, helping them to transform their business and make hundreds of millions of dollars in the process. But that's not what I wanted my life to be all about. I wanted to use the techniques and the strategies that I've developed throughout my career to help people transform their lives, to help them to create the lives and design the lives that they really want to live. So if you're enjoying these videos, please give me a like, subscribe down below, and let's get into today's video and talk a little bit more around self-help. Self-help is a multi-billion-dollar business. Every single week there seems to be a new book on the shelves in the bookstore, promising some new system, some new technique that can help us to fundamentally change our lives. Now look, disclaimer up front, a lot of these books are amazing, and the techniques and the systems that they're teaching are great. But then, if that's the case that they're good, then what am I talking about in this whole video today? You've read the description, you know what this video is about. If I like these books, if I like the systems that they teach, then why is self-help such a bad thing? Well, it's not actually. Self-help itself and the books and the systems that these authors and these thinkers teach aren't the problem. The problem is us and the way that we approach self-help. You see, we see these books and we read the promises that they offer us and we snap them up, thinking that they're just going to automatically apply to our lives. We're only focused on the benefits, on the outputs. We don't stop to consider the core foundation. We don't stop to really know ourselves, to reflect on ourselves, and to know where we stand, where we actually are, to be present in our own lives and connected. Because we don't know ourselves well enough so that when we apply these self-help systems, there's no foundation for them to build upon. There's no foundation for them to connect to because we don't know ourselves. We don't know ourselves well enough to know if that system, that self-help methodology is actually going to work for us or if we'd be better suited with a different one. We just see the promise, see the output and want that and go after it. And that gets into a vicious cycle, and that's why sometimes you feel like nothing's working even though you're applying what you're learning, you're applying what you're reading, and you feel like you're doing everything right. You get frustrated. You get self-help, self-improvement burnout because nothing seems to be working. Nothing seems to be latching on. And that's because we haven't spent the time to know ourselves. And I understand this. We live in a world that's hyper fast and it's idolizes speed and busyness, and we don't have time to stop and do the foundation. We just want that book. We want that quick fix. And that's what we think self-help promises. And yeah, sure. That's what the industry is built on, and I know that it makes a lot of money based on that idea. People wanting that quick fix. But I want to help people transform their lives to create the life that they really want. A life that actually works and functions for them, their own life, your own life. I want you to be able to design the life that you want to live and to be living it. I don't want it to be a hypothetical promise in your head. I want you to have that life yourself. I want you to be actively living it. That's why I spend so much time talking about presence. That's why I spend so much time talking about seeing the world and not just looking at it, about making meaning and being connected and understanding your direction, not just the next path. Because it's your core foundation. Every time I was brought into a business, I would always go back to the start. Immerse myself, do research, study, understand those core pillars, those core foundations of the business. Because yes, I could come in and apply the latest fad, the latest techniques and strategies, and yes, that might deliver a quick win, some quick results. But if I wanted to deliver the foundational change, the transformation that I was brought into the business to deliver, I needed to go back to the foundation. I needed to build upon that. That's how life works. And we know this in other aspects of our life. Like building a house, you build the foundations first, and you build the house on top of it. Or a really great example is, look at the technology that you're watching this video on now, whether that's your phone or your computer or your television. You constantly update your operating systems to optimize the device, but at some point, you know that hardware is not going to be able to function with that operating system, so you update the hardware, you update that foundation so that you can continue to operate. So like I said, we understand this in all other aspects of the world, and yet time after time I encounter people who just want to jump ahead to the output, jump ahead to the solution, to the quick fix, without slowing down and fixing the foundation. That's why presence is so important. That's why knowing yourself and slowing down is so important. Because once you understand that, once you have a better sense of who you are, and look, you're never going to have a perfect sense of who you are, because this whole process of life is an ever-changing thing. It's a never-ending project. It will always evolve. But at least if you have a better understanding of who you are, then you can pick and choose the elements from all of these great books to apply to your life that will work for you. You will know what will resonate with you. You will know what you'll be able to achieve. Excuse me. You will know what you'll be able to apply. That's the core fundamental about what self-help should be built on. So next time you walk into the bookshop, take a moment. Don't just instantly reach for that promise. Think about yourself. Reflect. Get to know yourself a bit better. Do some pre-work. Do some research. Just reflect, meditate, consider yourself a bit more so that you know where you need to walk next. If you want some help with that, I've got links in the description below to my compass test, where I will help you try and get a better understanding of your direction and where you currently are, and which direction might be the best for you to head next. Then once you know that, you go in armed with the knowledge of where you might want to look at, what section, what book, what teaching you might resonate with. I don't want you to be burnt out. I want you to learn from as many teachers as there are in the world, and there's lots of great authors and YouTubers and thought leaders out there who are giving you some great advice. But if the advice isn't for you, then it's not going to work. If it's not going to function on your foundation, then it's not going to work. So think about that for a moment. Apply that logic you apply in your life with your computers, with your homes, to yourself. Get that foundation right. Understand it. And then you will reap the benefits of self-help. Then you will reap the benefits of self-improvement. You'll find every time you walk into a bookstore an exciting and a thrilling event. What else am I going to learn to change my life, to design my life in new and interesting ways, to take new paths, new directions, new discoveries? And that's what I want for you. I want you to have this excitement about life, to create the life that you want to live and that's going to work for you and only for you. Because it's your life, it's no one else's. I hope this video has been useful. If you look at my other videos, you'll find a lot more around being present and how to become present in this day and age. But right now, I just wanted to say thank you for spending the time with me this week, and I'll see you again soon.